is about a girl named Amelia who has an IEP for ASD. Mr. Price, the classroom teacher, begins his day by reviewing the day's lesson plans and accommodations for Amelia. The use of teaching strategies that are implemented in his classroom for her include visual cues and schedules, and providing her with sensory breaks if needed. Molly, the teacher aide, arrives early to set up Amelia's designated work area and ensures that the sensory tools and visual supports are readily available. When Amelia enters the classroom, she is given a visual schedule for the day, and Molly helps her navigate it. Providing this form of strategy helps Amelia understand the transitioning between activities and classes. Dr. Remo, the school psychologist, often stops by to discuss any new strategies or adjustments needed for Amelia's IEP with Mr. Price and Molly. During instruction of an art class, Mr. Price incorporates visual aids and social stories to help Amelia's understanding and to engage her in the material. Molly sits next to Amelia during classes like this to assist and offer individualized support, clarifying instructions, and provide sensory tools when Amelia starts to show signs of sensory overload. These sensory breaks provide Amelia with opportunities to prevent overstimulation. In situations during lunch and recess, Molly helps Amelia navigate social situations by facilitating peer interactions and modeling appropriate social behaviors. During these times, it is also important for Molly to spend time with Amelia to provide sensory relief and encourage communication. In classes such as science, where there are experiments that involve sensory materials, Mr. Price, Molly, and Dr. Remo collaborate to adapt these experiments to meet Amelia's sensory needs and ensure her participation. As a teacher aide, Molly documents Amelia's responses and behaviors, which can then be discussed in an upcoming IEP meeting to track her progress. At the end of the day, it is important for Mr. Price, Molly, and Dr. Remo to review Amelia's daily progress and discuss potential adjustments to her IEP. This creates an opportunity to share insights on strategies that have been effective in supporting Amelia's learning. Parent communication between Molly and Amelia's parents consists of an open communication where Molly shares daily updates on activities and progress. Molly can discuss strategies to reinforce learning at home and address any concerns Amelia's parents may have. In this scenario, the teacher aide, Molly, plays a vital role in supporting Amelia and fostering her inclusion in the general education classroom. Through collaboration with Mr. Price and Dr. Remo, Molly ensures that Amelia's unique learning needs and strengths are addressed effectively, leading to a positive and supportive learning environment for all students. Sharing lesson plans allows for collaboration and ensures that everyone involved is on the same page. It helps the teacher aide understand the goals and objectives of the lesson, enabling them to provide appropriate support and accommodations for students. Sharing daily schedules helps teacher aides know where they need to be and when. It allows them to prepare materials and resources in advance, ensuring a smooth flow of instruction and support throughout the day. Effective communication between teachers and teachers' aides is crucial for sharing important information about students' needs, progress, and any changes in their individualized plans. This collaboration ensures that students receive constant support and that everyone involved is working towards their success and developing the students' learning. Overall, sharing lesson plans, daily schedules, and maintaining an open communication with the teacher's aides promotes teamwork, enhances student support, and contributes to a positive and effective learning environment.
Considering the class-wide needs and individual needs of students is very important. The teacher must consider the overall needs of all students in the classroom in regards to this scenario. The teacher must ensure that inclusion within the classroom is obtained and that all students are provided with equal opportunities to achieve their learning goals. In this scenario, the teacher aide is present with Amelia to ensure that she is supported within her learning. This ensures that the classroom teacher can focus on the needs of other students within the classroom, who may not be provided with the additional education support staff within the school. It is highly important for educators to support students' active participation within the classroom. Active participation promotes positive engagement and helps to achieve positive learning outcomes in all subject areas. The classroom teacher can support the overall needs of students by supporting student participation by planning and allowing students to engage with activities that spark their interests. Research shows that positive school and classroom engagement helps to manage classroom behaviour as well as the well-being of students. It provides students with motivation towards their learning, therefore creating a positive classroom climate that will help to support a range of students' needs within the classroom setting.
The teaching strategy that has been chosen is working collaboratively with teacher aides, paraprofessionals, and agencies. Working collaboratively with teachers' aides allows teachers to implement individual education programs, or IEPs. IEPs can be created for students with specific learning needs, and many of these are created for students with funding for their academic capabilities. According to Rubel et al. 2010, an IEP is specially developed for each student's unique learning needs with clear learning objectives, diverse learning approaches, and activities that support the student's success in learning. Teachers' aides play a vital role in the inclusion of students with disabilities, allowing them to achieve academic success in a regular classroom setting. They can assist students by modifying classroom activities for the student to be able to achieve in the classroom. With regards to this case, Mr. Price and Molly could work collaboratively to develop and modify the individual education program dependent on varying and dynamic learning needs of Amelia. As Molly is working closely alongside Amelia, Molly is able to determine when strategies outlined in the IEP need adjusting and which strategies are beneficial and effective. Through working collaboratively with Mr. Price, Molly is able to provide feedback to the teacher with regards to the students' learning and have input where possible, and how to constantly improve the IEP for Amelia, allowing Amelia the best opportunities to be engaged and included in regular class learning, whilst also having her specific learning needs accommodated for. Some examples of paraprofessionals that teachers can work with are an occupational therapist, a speech pathologist, as well as a school counsellor and psychologist. I will first talk briefly about occupational therapist and speech pathologist. While they may not be the most relevant to the scenario, I've had the most experience working with them on placement and the workplace. Then I will talk about school counsellors and psychologists in detail as they are relevant to the scenario. Working with an occupational therapist in a school setting can help students work through various types of assessments, which can help teachers set specific learning goals, identify their strengths, as well as areas in which they can improve upon. In this given scenario, an occupational therapist isn't present, however, it can be beneficial to incorporate an occupational therapist in the future if need be. Working with a speech pathologist is beneficial for students who have difficulties with developing their speech and language skills. Speech pathologists perform tests and assessments on students to ascertain their phonological awareness as well as speech patterns, and they develop plans for what they can do as well as the class teacher and family to improve the student's speaking and language skills. It would be beneficial to collaborate with Amelia's school psychologist and counsellor in order to support her well-being. Findings from Farrell and Kalambuka 2000 indicates that teachers believe psychologists have a key role in assessing and recommending resources for students who have difficulty academically or behaviourally. In order to accommodate for students with special needs, school psychologists can recommend more inclusive arrangements or offer support. By working with local partners in schools, they can also help develop more inclusive policies and practices that affect all children's educational. Farrell, 2004.
Teachers' aides can provide support to teaching strategies such as facilitating small group work, adapting materials, and promoting inclusivity. By providing these strategies, teachers' aides can help students overcome challenges, help students actively partake in classroom activities, and enhance overall learning experiences. Teacher aides play a crucial role in supporting students' learning needs, participation, and engagement in classroom activities. Teachers' aides provide one-on-one assistance to students who may require additional help or have specific learning needs. They can offer personalized explanations, guidance, and support that is tailored to each student's ability. Teacher aides create an exclusive classroom environment by fostering a sense of belonging and encouraging active participation from all students. Teachers' aides can implement the teaching strategy of social skill interactions by facilitating discussion, encouraging respectful interactions, and ensure equal opportunities for engagement. Effective teaching strategies in the classroom that support students with ASD include visual cues and schedules, sensory breaks, positive reinforcement, social skill interactions, and structured and predictable environments. The use of teachers' aides and their strategies, such as using visual cues, sensory breaks, positive reinforcement, social skill interactions, and predictable environments, can be highly effective in supporting students with ASD in the classroom. The use of visual cues helps students with ASD understand and follow classroom routines and expectations. This form of a teaching strategy promotes independence and reduces anxiety. Students with ASD may have sensory sensitivities or difficulties regulating their sensory input. Sensory breaks, incorporating activities like movement or calming sensory experiences, can help students self-regulate and maintain focus. Teachers' aides can facilitate social skill interactions by providing structured opportunities for students with ASD to practice social communication. This strategy helps improve their social competence and peer relationships. Students with ASD often benefit from predictable and structured environments. Teachers' aides can help create such environments by providing clear routines, consistent expectations, and visual support. This can reduce anxiety and support the students' learning. By implementing these strategies, teachers' aides can support students with ASDs in various ways, including communication, behavior, social skills, and academic success. Their presence and expertise contribute to an inclusive and supportive classroom environment where students with ASD and other students can thrive and reach their full potential.
Teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, and agencies are all essential in helping students, especially those with a variety of learning difficulties, achieve positive learning outcomes. They provide teachers with valuable support that fosters inclusive and productive learning environments. Teachers' aides work collaboratively with teachers to facilitate one-on-one or small group learning, and they reinforce what is being taught by the classroom teacher. They work individually with students who require it, reinforcing instructions and class expectations, using visuals and concrete materials to support the learning. Teachers' aides also play a crucial role in supporting students with learning difficulties as well as disabilities in regular school settings by providing individualized support that promotes positive learning outcomes for students. Paraprofessionals are usually utilized for a specialized role, such as speech therapy, occupational therapy, and behavioral therapy. They provide essential support in ensuring that students that have diverse learning needs are provided with inclusive education that promotes adequate and equitable learning.
Now I'll be talking about the social and intellectual characteristics. Students must feel as if they're in a safe and welcoming environment in order to be able to achieve their learning goals. Learning assistants and education support staff working with classroom teachers to create education plans allows for a positive learning environment for all students in the classroom. Learning support staff can overall help students with the social characteristics of school by encouraging students to participate in classroom tasks as well as tasks outside of the classroom, such as sports activities and engagement with other students, such as building on friendships with peers. Students building on relationships with other peers ultimately causes a more positive classroom climate, allowing for further academic growth and achievement. Intellectual characteristics are also highly important for students to achieve within school in order to feel supported within the classroom. Intellectual characteristics consist of the growth of students' knowledge and their overall ability to be able to think and reason with the world around them.